inalienable rights, inherent and inalienable rights are indefeasible. An inherent / inalienable right is a right that cannot be transferred or surrendered to another. Supreme Court held in a case that hasn't been overturned, inalienable rights are rights which cannot be bartered away, given away, or taken away. The Supreme Court held in Perez versus Brownell on what is this government? Whose power is here being asserted? And what is the source of that power? The answers are the foundation of our republic. This is not a democracy, it's a republic, god damn it. To secure the inalienable rights of the individual, governments are instituted among men deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. The passage of time has not lessened the truth of this proposition. It is the basic form of our government. Perez versus Brownell. The Supreme Court held in Alden versus Maine, I believe that in 1999, the fact that a right is not defeasible by federal statute means only that a right is protected by the federal Constitution. Supreme Court held in Miranda versus Arizona, which hasn't been overturned, where rights secured by the Constitution are involved, there could be no rulemaking or legislation which would abrogate them. Miranda versus Arizona. The Supreme Court said the United States Constitution serves to protect the indefeasible right of personal security, personal liberty, and private property. First Circuit held that to be so in U.S. versus Hines, Supreme Court in Boyd versus U.S., and Hudson versus Michigan. Hudson versus Michigan, I believe that's 2006. Recent cases. So the First Circuit held in the case that hasn't been overturned. The legislature is not the fountain, not the source of power. Under our system of government, the legislature can exercise only powers as the people has delegated to the body, either expressly or by necessary implication by the people. The right of life, liberty, and property is among the inherent and inalienable rights that the people did not commit to the legislature. Constitutions are adopted, governments administered for the protection and not the destruction of these reserved rights of the people. A right is something that is due to a person by just legal claim. A right is something that is due to a person by just claim or legal guarantee. Indefeasible, not vulnerable to being defeated, revoked, or lost. Personal liberty. Personal liberty is one's freedom to do as one pleases, limited only by the government's right to regulate public health, safety, and welfare. My question is, what right does the government have to regulate my health, safety, and welfare? I'm not the public, I'm an individual. Think.